Hey everybody, what's going on? Rob Cesternino back with you on a huge eviction night here, and we've got so much to talk about here on a jam-packed episode. Here with us, we can't believe it happened. Angela wins the Blockbuster. Taran, how are you?
Rob, I'm doing great. Great. I got three major reasons I'm doing great. Number one, Angela. Very exciting Blockbuster competition. Number two, people know I had a little bit of a bad encounter.
Yeah.
It has been tested negative for rabies, so I'm not going to die. That's pretty exciting. Number three,
folks love Captain Will.
folks love Captain Will, and I'm excited for tonight, Rob.
Oh, gosh.
Yes. Okay. Wow. Good news all around. Here with us also, Maggie Morgan. Maggie, how are you?
Rob, here we are again. Week 6. A man in the house who never should have gone home, who was a crazy comp threat and did some questionable things, is going home. So
The drinks
here
are
I
on
am.
tonight. Yeah.
Cheers,
Okay.
Nick.
And let's raise a glass to our guest. We're so excited to have you with us from Big Brother 27. It's Captain Will.
Hey man, I am so happy to be here. And Rob, bro, I've been watching you for a long time. I am literally, my wife and I are literally watching your All-Star season.
You don't have to watch that. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're having so much fun, Will. Anyway, so great to have you here, my fellow North Carolinian. So nice to hear from you. How are you doing?
Everything is great. Everything is great. Having a great time. My wife and I are living a dream, and my grandkids are tearing the house up as usual, and just loving life, man.
Okay. All right. Well, we got a lot to talk about here tonight between the Blockbuster, the eviction. We'll put it all into perspective. We had Danielle Reyes on the show tonight. So on Big Brother, not on this show. She'll be on Big Brother Unlocked. And then on Friday, we'll be talking with Kamu.
Yeah.
What fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
An exit interview you won't want to miss Friday here on RHAP.
We'll ask him what's harder, MMM or Big Brother.
Yeah. Yeah,
No, Taran,
yes.
MLM.
No, yeah,
right?
the M&M fighter.
So,
Yeah,
can the
M&M
MMA
fighter.
fighter score a knockout in the BB Blockbuster arena?
Right. No, he couldn't. He could not actually tonight. Will, how do you feel about Angela winning the Blockbuster?
I mean, I was happy. I was happy that she did it. I mean, because anytime somebody over 50 wins anything, I'm over going nuts. You know, I'm still celebrating for Lala winning, off the wall, But Angela really changed it up. I think for her spirit and her life, she needed that. And her celebration is always off the chain. So shout out to Angela, winning.
Shout out to Angela. Now, Taran, I saw you posted now. This was a Blockbuster that we saw in Big Brother 26 that Tucker had won. What was there a specific strategy that Tucker implemented that Angela was able to borrow?
Yes, Angela anticipated this very competition. She had been talking about it kind of all season that like, hey, if she's in a Blockbuster and it happens to be the one with the flying balls, she learned from Tucker, who gave her the advice. You get down on the floor and you try to capture as many as you can and then sort them out down there at the bottom, which we saw her do very successfully. And it beat out Kamu and Haley's strategies, which were not quite as good.
Yeah. Good for Angela. I saw this Blockbuster and I said, oh boy, this is not a good draw for Angela up against Kamu, up against Haley. And I feel like you're going to have to be really mobile in that thing. Maggie, this might be the Big Brother comp upset maybe of all time.
I mean, does it get any better than this? Like screaming. I was watching with a couple of people and we were up pacing, screaming. It was so exciting. Also, just knowing that Angela said during the Diamond Power of Veto ceremony, this is Big Frickin' Brother. Well, her winning this competition is Big Frickin' Brother. When Big Brother is good, it is so good. And tonight it was so good.
Yeah.
Big Brother.
What a birthday gift for Angela.
That's awesome. She's gonna remember that forever. She's gonna remember that is so amazing. That's. I mean, what can you say? What can you say with Angela winning and the fashion that she won and on a birthday? This is awesome. This is awesome for her.
Yeah. Taran, in any of the scenarios that was discussed this week, was a Haley versus Kamu on the block and Angela winning the Blockbuster ever discussed by anybody?
It was discussed specifically by Melody and Mallory, who really went really back and forth on this vote quite a lot. At one point, they had decided that they would vote to keep Kamu over Haley, despite, like, even if it went against Barrett and Drew, only to realize that they wouldn't have the votes to do so in that very scenario, because Barrett, Drew, and all three icons would make 5 out of 9, and so had to back off of that plan. And so here we are.
Yeah. Taran, can you just give us the update on the House? It was another busy Thursday in the House, that if it was going to be a Haley win in the Blockbuster and Kamu versus Angela on the block, would Angela have gone home?
As of when the feeds went down today, no, but it was very close. Melody and Mallory had decided to do that, and then were talked out of it by Drew. Then this morning, decided again, actually, maybe we should, but maybe not really. Maybe we'll just vote that way. And then if Haley votes to keep Angela, we'll put ourselves in the minority side of the vote, 4-5, and still maintain our good face with Yash and Taylor. And it was a whole big mess. Ultimately, they were talked down out of the whole plan. And the last thing we saw was them saying, we will reluctantly vote out Kamu in all scenarios.
Yeah. Well, can you put into perspective the loss of Kamu in the game and what you think it means for the rest of the season?
I think for the rest of the season is going to be different, and because he's such a big figure, and he is one of the people that's not one of the icons that stands out. He's very smart. He's very persuasive, and I think it's going to be a lull, so to speak, because similar to how when Rome left a little bit, because it was Rome and his kind of followers. And then Kamu has like a group of people who he can. Okay, let me say this right here. Kamu would bounce to whoever wanted HOH and would be their best friend, and they would believe him. So he was so good with that. And if he would have got through this tonight, I had in my mind he was going to win HOH and he was going to tear the house up. But he never got that far because he's willing to take a shot. Some folks aren't willing to take those shots, and Kamu was.
Yeah. This week was such a big inflection point in the season where the Diamond Power veto got played, and it was, in true Rick Devens style, a coin flip of whether or not this big gambit was going to work or wasn't going to work. And ultimately, Taran, he makes the shot. He took the big risk, and he makes the shot, and he gets it here, and Kamu's gone. And on paper, you feel like, okay, well, this is a great thing for the icons. But I don't think that now we have tilted things back to it will be a steamroll for the icons now that Kamu is gone.
No, especially because of Melody and Mallory, who are really anti-icon. I mean, they are not pleased with the direction of Mosh Pit. We saw a little bit of that in the episode. They learned a lot about Drew and Barrett, and Angela slips up that they've been working with Drew and Barrett all along. They learned a lot about Barrett leaking information. They learned a lot about plenty of things, and they very much want to turn on the icons as soon as right now. As soon as that vote, they were looking to do it. But now, especially, they are hoping that they're hoping that Taylor, Lala, or Haley even might win this HOH. They might throw it. They might win it themselves and target the icons themselves. So what is supposed to be a 7-3 numbers advantage coming into this HOH is really like 5-5, maybe 5-3 at best if Melody and Mallory are throwing.
Yeah. This whole season is it's so wide open now, all because they voted out Lyric. It really was like that one decision of, hey, let's vote out Lyric instead of Melody, really just sent this season like careening off into this whole different direction that we did not anticipate.
I also think that, what we saw today before this vote was wild on feeds. I'm sure that Taran will be chatting with Puya tomorrow morning all about it, but like, essentially Dee and Devins threatened Drew and Barrett and were like, if the girls don't vote our way, like it's over and we're exposing everything. And that means you. So you better go keep them in line. And to me, I was like, this is not the big brother I was once told. Like, what's happening here? You don't threaten people like this in Big Brother. Like, Will, how would that would have gone in the house if somebody threatened you like that?
Oh, not well.
Yeah.
Not well. No. I don't do well with threats, and sometimes it feels that way in this scenario with this house. It's a different vibe in this house. The way maybe it's because the three icons has really changed the game, and it's a lot of I want to do something, but I don't want to do something. I don't want to stir anything up, and the whole notion of a alliance. There are so many alliances, but they're not really alliances because they're so ready to stab each other in the back in their own alliance. So it's so weird. Like, okay, we got alliance for this week, but then it's only going to last for 3 days. I can't even keep up with how many alliances there are anymore.
And
It's a house full of Burger Bros.
Oh my God, the Burger Bro, that was insane. I was in like 4 myself, so
I also really like the icons have been running the game so far, and they are Survivor players. Like the reason that none of these alliances are sticking is because that's how they play Survivor. It's you vote with this group this time, and then you vote with this group next time, and you kind of go figure out who's the biggest target, and then you vote with them next time. And like they're not afraid at all to blow things up because they're like, well, we'll just get another group at the next tribal council. And that is just so not the way Big Brother is usually played.
It's voting blocks.
Yeah. It's so are we doing it wrong? Because just like how Danielle said at the end of the show, she was like, yo, like, okay, this is our house, but the Survivor players are actually running our house. And I feel some type of way. My wife be smacking me upside the head about it because like you're feeling like it's so different. I was having a conversation with Morgan, like they're occupying our space in our house. And it seems like the Survivor players have came into the house, took my remote control and watching whatever I want to watch on TV.
Yeah. Well, we're renting in the Big Brother house. I don't know if it's going to work out for the icons. I really am feeling like, and we have to see, of course, HOH results, of course, could change everything. I just feel like that this decision to take out Lyric is maybe going to be mutually assured destruction for the entire red corner, where we might look up in a couple of weeks and Kamu and Chuck and Devins, maybe D, like maybe this ended up taking them all out of the game.
I wouldn't really call it the decision to evict Lyric as much as the decision to
lie about
blindside red corner about it, which was like strike 1, and then trying to blindside them again on the Haley Chuck vote was like strike 2, and then they were like, we're not going to let you get to strike 3, we're going to strike first. And it really is just like, I think, overconfidence, over indexing on the idea of voting blocks and just like moving from group to group and last minute before tribal blindside vote strategies, which does not fit very well into Big Brother. Obviously, yes, you could say they're doing well, but not really, because they needed a diamond power of veto to stay good this week.
This was the sugar high this week.
Yeah, and let me tell you, while I do think that the move to use it and to put Kamu up on the block was the right call ultimately, or at least can arguably be the right call, I think almost everything else done by both Devins and Dee this week was terrible gameplay. Yes. There was no follow through after using the diamond power of veto. They never got back together with Mosh Pit as a group. They basically just sat there and said to Drew and Barrett, hey, we're holding you accountable for what happens with Melody and Mallory, barely talked to them themselves, and then allowed Taylor and Yash to spend like 3 full calendar days, pressing them, giving them information, persuading them to change their minds and flip on the icons, whether it's this week or the following one. And it was just not great, not to mention all of the stuff that led into this week, the throwing of the HOH, the targeting each other in the competition, the reattempt of a blindside to save Haley, who didn't even want to play with them anyway. Like, so many mistakes led to that point and followed that point. And they really need to get it together, I think, if they want to move forward from here.
Yeah. So we have Yash and Taylor and Lala now kind of as a trio without really a home. They're kind of exposed, but Taran, what's next for them?
Win. Win. They need to win. So right now, I'm seeing, and I also would just assume that what happened in that vote is that Mallory gave Taylor a heads up just at the last second before the vote happened that Kamu would leave, and they didn't have the numbers. So they will have to decide how they feel about Melody and Mallory. Can Melody and Mallory do enough damage control to convince them that they're still on their side and they want to work with them? Then can those 5 get enough momentum and win this next competition to counter what will be the crossovers on the other side? Or will the crossovers win and it's just a scramble? And in that scramble, I guarantee you, Yash and Taylor and Lala will be throwing Melody and Mallory right under the bus. And that could be very dangerous for them as well. So they should not be throwing this HOH, in my opinion. There could be lots of mess.
Will, I'd love to get your opinion on Yash, who ends up having it's the best of times and it's the worst of times. He wins the HOH, he wins the veto, and to show for it, Kamu ends up going home. But we end up seeing it wasn't all great this week, but there was a lot of things that he was able to do well. What do you think of him?
I like Yash. I like the kid. I really do. I think that he is playing the game. He's a competitor. Let's start with that. He's a young guy. He's smart. I think that sometimes he kind of believes his own hype just a little bit, though, just a tad bit. But I do like him I think that he can go far. Now, I think he's exposed this week because there's a high probability he could go up on the block this week. Now, the whole thing of having all the power and then having the carpet pull underneath him, I'm sure that hurt him because he was working with Devins and Devins doing Devins things, but I didn't see the live feed, so I'm sure that they kind of mended those fences. But I think he's in a solid place, but he's shown that he can win a lot of competitions. And if you can win a lot of competitions in this game, you are, enemy number 1. And he doesn't have a really good support system around him that can win as well. If Kamu would have stayed in the house, Kamu and him would have been tag team partners, and they could have went far in this game. Went far together. But I wouldn't be surprised if he goes up this week.
Yeah, I think a good strategy for the vets if they win HOH would be something like Haley, Lala, Taylor nominations if they're hoping to take out Yash, because Yash can't compete in HOH. They'd try to limit his ability to compete in the veto. And then if he did win the veto and was able to use it on Taylor, now they're forced to nominate somebody like Mallory. And that's not a bad thing for them either if they've learned a bunch of stuff, which I anticipate that they likely will. So, we could see something like that happen. Yash definitely, though, I think in a position where he would need to win or one of his allies need to win because he's definitely going to be the biggest threat on the radar of, I think, the crossovers.
Maggie, if you had to predict, what do you think the HOH comp is going to be? We're in an interesting spot where we had a knockout comp last week. We're only 2 weeks away from the wall. What do you think that the HOH comp could be this week?
I would love to see a crapshoot comp. We haven't really gotten any crapshoot HOH comps yet this season, unless I'm wrong. Please correct me if I'm wrong.
I could argue
Shuffleboard.
Yeah,
but that at least takes some type of skill. I'm talking about you flip a ball into something, like the one Caitlin Herman won on BB28. That's always the one that comes to my mind. I also think that I would love to see, they haven't done this in a long time, but maybe going up to the 1000th episode, they might do the chicken wire comp. That could be really fun. I don't know. I wonder also the balance beam comps where they kind of divided them into teams, but now we're down to 11. So that would, I guess 10 would compete. So they could do half and half maybe.
What do you think, Will?
I'm always looking forward to the prizes. I'm always looking forward to the prizes and the punishments, but I think it's a little too early. Still, might be a couple weeks for that.
Yankee swap.
Yeah. So Well, I'll tell you this though, it surprised me that they didn't do it today. They're gonna push over to to later tonight. But so maybe it is gonna be something tough. Maybe it's gonna be something where maybe an endurance. Well, I don't know about endurance. No.
Yeah. We just did the wall comp, so probably not. Taran, do you have a thought?
I kind of agree that it might be something that is kind of quick and crapshooty. But it could also be something like the balance beam. But they don't usually do it this late into the season. So, yeah, I think something weird probably.
Yep. Will, I know you cover women's college sports in your podcasting. Let's talk about our resident athlete in the house, and that's Haley. She's still here, Will.
Ah, man. She's like a roach, bro. You can't get rid of her. She is something. And I was legit cheering for her today, honestly, which sounds crazy. But I was cheering for her because I want chaos. I want chaos. Especially when I'm not in the house dealing with it.
Right.
But, I want chaos. But Haley is finding a way.
The Haley HOH now tonight, I think, is the ultimate final ingredient in the chaos recipe.
It would be amazing if Haley went because she's going to be vindictive. She's going to try to take cats out. So that would be interesting if she wins. But it's going to be somebody who we're not even thinking about who's going to win. Melody might do something. She's not far off. She could win, and she could do something.
For as much as we've, or at least I've been saying, like, 7-3, 5-3, whatever. Haley's not really one of the three. She's not really on that side. She really is kind of like a third party in this whole situation. So her winning, I think, is a pretty interesting option with both sides kind of vying for her attention.
Is it? How do you guys feel about the icons actually winning stuff? I know it's not Survivor, and like our Devins was talking about with D, not performing as well that she does in Survivor, and then do you think that some of the competitions that we have in Big Brother, and Rob, you're the great one for that, but are just that much different, or it just hasn't been their time just yet?
Well, I would think that I think that they are kind of different. I think it's a different skill set in terms of finding that extra gear on Survivor. The comps that D has won on Survivor have tended to be where she is like holding on to something. She can endure pain longer than anybody else. So she's really great. I'm surprised that she didn't do as well in the wall comp because those were the types of comps that she won on Survivor. So I do feel like that the comps on Big Brother are mostly pretty different than the types of competitions you see in the Big Brother house.
Yeah, I agree. And like if you think about like D's win was against only Devins and Angela, and it was a puzzle. Devins' 2 wins. One was the shuffleboard, which is largely crapshooty, but also he was partnered up with Haley for parts of it, and he credited Haley for getting him as far as he made it. And then he won a puzzle veto competition, which is probably the most direct analog to Survivor. Outside of that, they haven't performed super well, the both of them. And yes, whether or not that they can continue to translate any of their competition prowess from Survivor into Big Brother, I think is going to be a huge question moving forward, and a huge part of why it was likely the right move to take out somebody like Kamu, who seems uniquely suited to all kinds of Big Brother competitions. He was winning mental ones, physical ones, coming really far in any competition he competed in. Even in this Blockbuster, he was second to Angela. So like, it's it'll be very interesting to see if they're able to start pulling out some wins, because they haven't so far.
Just as we're talking about the Blockbuster, Maggie, it was so good. It was really like all 3 of them were very, very close. And it was like coming down to the wire, and you could count like Angela is like 1 ball away, 2 ball away, but Kamu was right there. Like this was just the most exciting. I think Taran would probably even say that they had good camera work on this one.
pretty good.
And then she was pulling the balls out of the bottom because she
Why?
realized she had too many. I think she
Yeah.
was like, oh no, I have too many. It's not going to
Yeah.
be exactly what I think that she was just so freaked out. But what was also really making me laugh was watching Kamu basically be like,
Oh my
trying to
God.
grab the balls. And then
Yeah.
watching Haley just like stand in a corner,
Mhm.
like with her back to the camera, just standing in the corner. It was making me laugh so hard. That comp looks really, really hard.
I was
really
like
hard.
waiting for Kamu to be like doing some boxing thing, just grabbing it
Uh-huh.
out, but it never happened, But Angela, she killed it. She was smart, like you was talking about with Tucker. She had instructions and she went all the way with it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, and so this is, I think, to be clear, because this is, I think, an important thing to think about, because I've obviously some people are like, oh, Angela gets the competition she's been talking about. She has an advantage here because she's the only one that knows the strategy. She actually wasn't the only one that knew the strategy,
Mhm.
because she told Haley about the strategy. So Haley knew about the strategy, and that's not all. Haley told Kamu about the strategy. So
Cheers.
all three of them knew the correct strategy. It's just that Angela's the only one that actually used it.
Yeah.
Kamu, I think, felt too confident that he had the skills to just grab him. Haley, I think, has now said that the floor looked like it would cut her up, so she didn't use the floor. Instead, she tried to use the
It
wall.
would cut her up.
Wow.
Yeah, because of like it was like a fan, and she was like afraid of getting cut by like the fan blades, I guess. So Angela, the one, even though she should have been the only one that knew the strategy, they all did. It's just that she's the only one that actually chose to use it, and clearly it was
Believe
still
women.
effective.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Tucker saved her with the veto, and he saved her again tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Tucker lives
The
lives
gift
on.
that keeps on
It
giving.
It was very sweet that she thanked him in her vote and said, like, Tucker, I hope I made you proud. It was very sweet. I hope that he responds to this in some way. I would love to see what he has to say about it. I thought it was sweet.
Yeah. We still have one BB time capsule to give away. Well, I really thought that Kamu, I think, was headed towards getting the time capsule tomorrow if he stayed in the house.
Well, boo-hoo.
Especially he got I think a very favorable edit in terms of being stepping up to the power in the house, and so I think that there was going to be a lot of people rooting for him in watching the TV show. But now it's wide open for the BB time capsule. Taran, there was a late endorsement from Danielle Reyes telling people to vote for Taylor.
Yeah, so this is interesting, and I think there's a lot of different factors here. One is the TV audience, one is the online audience, one is the votes to this point, and another is the votes from tonight forward. Online, it's largely looked like Drew. The biggest polls all had Drew really, really far in the lead, with Taylor in second place for a while, until Kamu started creeping up the leaderboard, actually overtook Taylor, was second to Drew. Now Kamu's out of it. Theoretically, Taylor's the only other person that could contend with Drew. Now, in the edit, for the TV viewers, Taylor, unfortunately, has not even been on the show this week, and Drew has been very present. So I've been thinking Drew or potentially Kamu from the TV side of things. However, we have Queen Danielle Reyes tonight shouting out Taylor. I think that she could have a late swing of TV fans who are like, I'll vote Taylor. On top of the fact that I think a large reason why there was a contingent holding off on Taylor is because Taylor might benefit Kamu with the power. He's now gone. Taylor needs the power now. So there could be a very late, huge push to get Taylor to have this power. It would be interesting to see. Danielle Reyes.
Hold on, Taran. Let's get the Captain Will endorsement, because that might change the entire trajectory of this vote.
I would love for Taylor to get it. I think Taylor is playing. I think she's smart. I think she is. I think it's her time. And we've seen the pecking order so far. I think it'd be a time. And Danielle Reyes is an icon, and her doing that intentionally was smart on her part. But for sure, if Taylor, go vote for Taylor. How about that?
Okay.
I said it. Go vote for Taylor.
I want to give some credit to the Big Brother producers, who I feel like that the last 2 times they've had this spot on the show have done a much better job. With all due respect to Ross Matthews, but I think that this spot where we are bringing on an alumni, I think that nobody was complaining that we talked to Josh Martinez. Nobody's complaining that we talked to Danielle Reyes. So much better than just bringing in like rando celebrities. They're like, wait, who is this? Are they even watching the show? What?
Ross Matthews like came in second on the first celebrity season.
I get it. But is there the same love for the Celebrity Big Brother?
Season,
Yeah,
you know,
Sure.
like
you know,
Got it. Mhm.
So Ross Matthews is great, but I think that when you're bringing on like the Big Brother icons,
Right.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That means something. That means because when Josh came out, I was like, okay, bet Josh.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing Danielle was one of the reasons why I watched the show anyway, and I still watch it up to this point.
Yeah.
Continuing to in that fashion is because it is Big Brother, So you want to see the big with us talking about the 1,000th episode and such. You want to see the ones who make you want to watch the show and kept us watching the show for all these years. So that's really cool. And I want to see more. I want to see more. You can bring in the celebrities and they have their thing, whatever. But let's not forget why we actually do watch this show. So.
Yeah. And also the guests for Big Brother Unlocked. This is a much better way to go in terms of the booking on that show as well, to have a Josh, to have Danielle. They brought Rachel back from the dead, Will.
Yeah, that was crazy because I had texted Rachel not beforehand because I didn't know, but it was a couple of weeks ago. When was that? It was something I asked her, was she going to be in New York? That's what it was for the premiere. And she was like, no. And then she did some like eye emojis or something crazy. And the next thing I see is her on the damn screen. I was like, you gotta be kidding me, girl. You gotta be kidding me. So I text her, I can't remember if I texted her that night or the next day. I was like, I'm so proud of you because I love Rachel. Rachel's my girl. And I was so proud to see her. And the way that she went out last season in the fashion that it happened, it was so dope for them to bring her back and kill her off. She's so awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Did you see, Will, that the hamster wheel of doom is nominated for the best moment in Big Brother history? Did you see that?
That was some buffoonery. That's crazy. The dumbassity of that to show up as one of the best moments.
Best moment of all time.
Oh my, they are insane for that. That was terrible. That should be deleted from everybody's memory. The hamster wheel of death. Don't do that ever again. And it better not win. That would be horrible. Unless it wins and Rachel gets back on it or something on Thursday. That's the only way I'll be happy about
it. Yeah. I was surprised that they did that.
That was horrible.
I'm not, unfortunately, surprised. It's the same vibe as Jeff Probst being like, should we do fire making, the really fun thing on the season, or should we do something lame like no fire making?
Mm-hmm.
How about fan favorite, the Blockbuster?
Yeah,
or not the Blockbuster, the Battle of the Block. Yeah, fan favorite. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Should we talk about some of the interesting moments from the actual live eviction? We had some ho-hum speeches, I thought, from both Haley and Kamu, kind of going for yucks here in his speech.
Can I just say,
yes?
Somebody Kamu came on Big Brother, but also Love Island, it seems. Everything he gets. He's saying coconuts on Instagram. I want a girlfriend. If you are my wife, please call me Frankie Grande. Have your sister call me. What is going on with this? Kamu, can you not find a date? What's happening?
Yeah, this is what he said.
I'm sure you can.
Here.
Last thing real quick, if you're my future wife and you're seeing this, go to Instagram and DM me, add the Jawine, 2 coconut emojis.
Yeah. Now, Taran, I also saw Yash this week was like, hey, if you're my future wife, send me a kiwi emoji.
Yeah, this was their favorite thing to do. They've been doing it on the feeds for a while. This is what led into the conversation about getting Melody pregnant. Because they were gonna
Now, Will, is this how you met your chocolate drop? That did you have a certain emoji that you asked for?
Of course, I sent champagne emojis and whatever. No, hell no. I don't know what these young kids are doing. They need to stop. They need to stop. Come on, man. No, you're not gonna get a woman that way. Not the right woman anyway. Stop. No. We're not doing that. And then he says, and then Kamu said, "With serious inquiries only." Like, bro, nobody gonna be serious DMing you with coconut emojis.
Why's it gotta be 2 coconuts?
What are we doing?
Rob,
man?
you know why. Come on.
Come on, man.
Weren't you on Survivor?
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
God.
Then some shenanigans as per usual in the diary room with the vote. This was the one that really cracked me up. This is from D.
Hello, D.
Hey, Batty.
Please cast your vote to evict.
I vote to evacuate Kamu.
And evict. Thank you.
Shout out to Jeff Bros, my granddaddy. Mami, papi, muy bien. La está pasando muy bien. Los amo mucho. Mwah.
Yeah.
She
Now, do
still
we have
thinks
to
she's on Survivor.
Yeah. Do we have to get Brandon Donlin back on here to did he explain to D we're voting to evict, not evacuate?
She wants him evacuated.
It is better. It is. Look, it could never be sadly to we vote. Okay.
No.
Evacuate could never. Trying to reheat sadly to we vote's nachos, I guess.
Yeah, I was really fond of this one.
I vote to evict Kamu.
Is that Barrett?
That was Barrett, yeah.
Yeah.
What did Drew say? Is it Ashley?
Yeah. So here was Drew. Maybe we'll get the backstory here.
I vote to evict Ashley. I mean Kamu.
Thank you.
Okay. Now, Taran, I want to hear your theory on what this is, unless you know for sure.
I mean, my theory would be that this is a reference to one Ashley from last season, the winner Ashley, and her accidental vote in the wrong direction.
Okay. So this is interesting. A moment that you and Ashley had, Will. That is where my head went. Is that what you thought, Will?
I didn't think so. My wife did. And she was like, "Yeah, he's trying to say something in reference to Ashley from last year." I was thinking maybe Ashley from this season, but it makes more sense. Ashley I started to text Ashley like, "Did you just hear this on?" But Ashley don't watch the show. I don't know if you know that.
Okay.
Ashley don't really watch the show.
I have one other theory. And tell me if this is off base. I thought I had the clip, but I don't think I do. Back in week 1,
Yeah.
did Kamu go to the diary room and say, "I vote to evict Drew"? I mean Ashley. Did he do that in the first week? Was that a bit?
Yes, and Chad is telling me that he has, I think, confirmed actually after the episode that was what he was referring to.
Yep.
Well, you know, it is always so funny when you have to spend 6 minutes on a podcast trying to figure out what the joke is. Drew really nailed that one, bud.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. So a long this was playing the long game on that one.
Absolutely. Just like with Melody, Drew's always playing the long game here, you know?
Ooh.
Yeah. So Kamu ends up getting voted out by about 8-1, has a lengthy interview with Julie, who I have to say was definitely a huge Kamu fan.
Oh, yeah.
I love Jesus too.
Yeah. She had, I'm surprised that, Danielle Reyes got to get the love one another segment at the end of the episode, but he got an honorary love one another.
Yeah. This was, I think this was a fine interview from Kamu. I think the guy's always gaming. He's trying to campaign to get on the show again.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Julie Chen noted.
even if he doesn't end up on Big Brother again, rest assured he is already booked a spot on God 101. So
Oh, for
congratulations,
sure.
Oh,
Kamu.
sure.
For sure.
Mhm.
Could be a supersized episode on Friday.
I love Julie doing
Definitely.
the thing she always does, which is hey, you only got one vote. Who do you think it was?
Mhm.
Who do you think it was?
Yeah.
She's like, I thought it was gonna be Melody.
Because Melody hates Haley. That's what.
Because of the segment from tonight, Julie. Like, what are we doing?
I think because they didn't show as much about Lala not liking Haley on the show. I think that we had more of a segment of that. We had that one episode where Melody really didn't like Haley.
Also,
guess so.
like, Kamu obviously knew it was Lala because she was shocked. She was gooped and gagged when the vote was read. Like, poor Lala was the only one not included. And she was, like, so visibly shocked. Like, obviously, Kamu knew it was Lala.
Yeah, so I think
felt bad
the
for Lala.
sequence of
Me too.
yeah, the sequence of events here, I think, was that when Angela won, they had a little bit of time. And also, I think Mallory was sitting near Taylor. I think Mallory whispered to Taylor, hey, we don't have the votes because Drew and Barrett won't do it. And so Taylor knew, but couldn't communicate to Lala, who I think was like on the other couch or just too far away. Lala's the first to vote. She goes and votes, never finds out that it's going that way. I think Taylor probably gave Kamu a look like it's not good, because he looked like he already knew before the vote started. I don't think he knew before, but I think he knew when they came back. And then when they read 8-1, he was like, yeah, it's in fact the case. So I think he knew Taylor had found out and said and wasn't going to vote for him, and that Lala hadn't known.
Yeah. Well, I know you said you feel bad for Lala. What do you think about the spot that Lala finds herself in this house?
I mean, if we're going by the edits, because I'm not watching the live feeds, but if you go by the edits, Taylor is saying a lot that Lala doesn't really know what's going on in the game, kind of helping her out along in the game. And I think, and then when she said, I don't know if it's in a jokingly manner or whatever the case may be, when it was like, I'm playing that role, basically. I don't know if she's playing that role. I think she's figuring out as the days go along. And I think with her, when she won HOH was great for her game. And we saw the real Lala, and she was a little feisty during that week. But in terms of playing the game of Big Brother as it is right now on August the 20th, she's still trying to figure it out. But cool thing about it, she got Taylor to help her out. This game is tough, and Lala being for sure the oldest person in the house and not being able to navigate some of the things that's going around in the house, because her facial expression sometimes like, I don't know where, I don't know. And that was apparent tonight. But here's the deal. Lala can win HOH and turn the house upside down again. We don't know.
Be another chaotic week.
It will be.
Yeah. Now, Will, you said that this game is tough. Do you wish that Julie asked you what's tougher, the game of Big Brother or doing a podcast?
Oh, by far, Big Brother. I wish you would ask me that. That would have been funny as hell.
Okay. Because Kamu beat Julie to the punch on her favorite question ever.
This is way, way different than MMA, and it actually poses a lot more challenges than MMA does in different areas. But I had the time of my life.
Tougher than MMA?
I wouldn't say it's...
She can't say it.
She wanted to say MMM again.
Yo, Kamu is trying, bro. You can't hate on the guy, man. He is trying. Kamu is trying for Survivor, the challenge. He's trying for every show right now.
Well,
He's
don't
gonna
you
be signing up
worry.
for
He will
something.
be on the challenge pretty
For
soon,
sure.
Captain Will.
Yes.
I feel like maybe he'll find his wife on the challenge. She
Ooh.
probably
Oh.
will be
Oh,
interested
okay.
in similar things. All those challengers are, they all do that kind of stuff, the MMA thing, and like they're all like very physical people.
They're all MMA fighters.
Yeah.
They all love God,
Yeah. Will, are you keeping up with the challenge to see Keanu?
Yeah, I didn't watch. I guess it was yesterday's episode, so I'm behind the episode. My wife and I was gonna watch it tonight after this is over. I DM'd him after he crushed Brad last week. That was amazing, and he hit me back and said, "Yo, I had to represent for the Big Brother family." And so Keanu, I hope he does well.
Yeah.
I hope he represents and does well for himself, because when we was on the show, I was like, dude, you're made for the challenge. This is what you're supposed to do. But obviously it's Keanu. So Keanu's going to find himself in some type of situation and going to go at someone. You know, that's what I love about Keanu. He's going to go at someone. It might already happen yesterday's episode. I'm not sure. But Keanu will hold his ground and go after someone. So it's very entertaining.
We haven't talked too much about Drew and Barrett tonight. Will, what are you thinking about these guys?
Going into the house, Barrett was my favorite. He was my favorite one. It was something about his intros that captured me. Those two are very interesting. Both of them are playing both sides. I think Drew is playing a much better job of playing both sides. They are trying. This is and you're talking about the Love Island thing. This is the Instagram viral era. So those kids are trying to get followers. They're trying to go to be memorable. With Drew wearing the clothing and just trying to do everything, and then Barrett, in the chairs doing this, whatever, is real cool. But in terms of the game itself, I think Barrett will go home before Drew, mainly because Drew has covered his bases just a little bit better. If he went out a few weeks ago, I think that would have been the time. I can see Drew easily in the jury now.
Yeah,
but
Taran, I'm trying to squint and see the way. Like, is there a worst case scenario for those guys this week?
For Drew and Barrett,
For HOH,
Taylor winning. Taylor, right now, I think that she's obviously looking at the icons, but there's 3 nominees. Haley, Angela, despite winning this competition, this Blockbuster, I think is still not going to be looked at as a major threat. And so Devins and D obviously targets, but Drew and Barrett, I think, are also on that list. When you are HOH in the Blockbuster era, you're looking at 4 nominees, 3 initially and a veto. And so I think all 4 of them are on the chopping block, unless they're able to throw Melody and Mallory under the bus enough, but we'll see.
Now,
I have so many thoughts on Drew and Barrett.
Please.
And especially today, watching them on the feeds get just fully threatened by Devins and D, and watching Drew's heart go into his butt, and then basically start like wandering around the house and being like, girls, you literally have to do this, please. And being like, Barrett, come help. And Barrett essentially just sitting down and being like, yeah, I think it's good. Like, I don't know what Barrett, I don't see the path forward right now for Barrett unless like crossovers win out. Like, I think that Barrett does not speak to the other side of the house enough. I think that they view him so tightly intertwined, specifically with D. I think that is very difficult for him. I think Drew is way messier than Barrett, but Drew at least will make a mess and then work really hard to clean it up. And within 48 hours, everyone's like, it's just Drew, whereas Barrett will make a mess by hanging out with D all day and night and then be like, it's so annoying that people are looking at me and D as a pair, I don't know what you expected here. But I'm really worried about those guys right now. I would say, like, right now, I think they're in a very precarious spot. And I do think that if Melody or Mallory win HOH, like they're going to have some explaining to do.
That Drew and Barrett will have explaining to do. Yeah.
Like if Melody and Mallory put up the icons, they're going to, the icons are going to freak out. And like they said, go nuclear.
I'm so upset that I didn't watch the live feeds with all this going on. That is so crazy. Wow.
It was crazy. It was really crazy.
I mean, Devins basically told Drew, I'm holding you accountable for how Melody and Mallory vote. And then Drew spent the rest of the day like on top of Mallory, just like for an hour, just like it's gotta be calm. It's gotta be calm. And was like, hey, Barrett, if they flip on us, we're gonna be ones that get in trouble. Barrett's like, yeah, he told me. Use the word nuclear. He's like, yeah, so like, can you help me out? He's like,
Oh damn.
Barrett did nothing. Barrett
Barrett
literally
did
sat next to
nothing.
Drew as Drew did it and was like, "Hey Barrett, you want to chime in?" And he was like, what'd you say?
He was shriveling up into a ball, in fact, literally sitting with his knees at his chin like this, listening.
Sorry, I need to go iron my shirt.
Oh my
It's
god.
important.
It was really upsetting.
Yeah.
Oh man. Damn.
Yeah. Maggie, let me just try this on you. I
Sure.
have been feeling this way this week. I want to know if you're on the same page. I feel like that Angela stock is rising, and this is before we had the Blockbuster tonight, and I'm starting to wonder if there's a world where Angela could win this game.
Oh my gosh, Rob, this is my favorite song. Oh, thank you so much.
Because
Yes, I mean,
who's got that they're going for Devins and D. Like
They
I feel
are.
like she has a lot of runway. She made
does
it
have
through
a-
tonight.
She does have a lot of runway, and things like tonight, where she wins a blockbuster, a crucial blockbuster to save herself. If she ends up in a final two situation with somebody like, you know, Lala, somebody like Melody, somebody who people don't really respect that much. Like, I do think somebody like Haley, I do think that Angela absolutely could win. And I do think that, like, in terms of targets, she is, if she gets taken out, she gets taken out as like, oh no, Devins and D aren't available. Like many things have to go wrong for Angela to be taken out.
Rob, did you just say that I can win?
Barrett, imagine this on finale night.
I don't have to, Rob. It's on repeat in my brain.
Yes.
Dude, the longer she goes, the worse it is for the house, because she can definitely win this game. And if Angela makes it, I kind of think of a scenario where, like, if she makes it to final 4 and she's the only icon, that's gonna be scary. It's gonna be really scary.
Especially if Devins and D get to jury, she's got votes there.
Absolutely.
Like, it's an interesting spot for her. But Taran, if we had an Angela HOH and she had 2 in BB26, what would she do with the HOH?
I think it would be pretty straightforward. I think
Yash?
it would be Yash, Taylor, Lala.
Not Lala.
I think it would be Lala.
I thought she's very close with Lala.
She is, but
running out of people.
Lala was willing to vote her out last night and tonight, and Angela knows it.
And Lala made her mad the other day. Like, she was talking to Melody and Mallory about it. Like, there was a whole situation that happened a couple of days ago that she still is kind of upset about. But, like, the thing with Angela, and I've always, like, you can go back to all of my podcast appearances. I've always said about Angela, she is so scary because she is so emotional. And, like, sometimes you can't win with Angela. Like, if you are somebody, or if you do something that you think is normal and she decides she doesn't like it, like, she is laser focused on you. So I have always found Angela to be incredibly dangerous in the game, just because of the fact that she's such a wild card to me. Like, she is not somebody that I would want to play with, because I feel like I would have to play around her so much and, like, kowtow basically to Angela's emotions and the way that she's feeling all the time. And that is really unpredictable, like, truly so unpredictable.
If the house was voting out an icon, would she vote with the house?
No.
I feel like
If
she
there
might.
if there was a majority and her vote didn't matter, I think she would. Maybe she wouldn't for D. Maybe she would withhold the vote for D, but I think for Devins, she probably would vote with the house. I mean, I think in general she'd vote with the house.
I think Angela knows that Devins and D are 2.
But I see her, like, crying before the vote and being like, you guys know I can't vote them out. I know they'll go home.
She'll
but,
cry
like,
and
you
still
just
do it,
know."
though.
I don't know. I could see her being like, I will be the one vote for them. You know, like, I could see her being that person, but maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Maybe I am.
Okay. Taran, was there anything else from the show tonight that you wanted to mention?
I think that's mostly it. I think that, as per usual, like a sign of a good season, this isn't like, oh, this HOH could change things if a small amount of people win. It's like, oh, well, this is once again shaking up the house, and the HOH is completely up for grabs, and there's a number of things that could play out depending on who wins, and it's really important. And so it'll be quite interesting to see who does. And of course, I think the power also is huge, not just because it's who might get a power, because they might still get a punishment, but it's also, even if they don't get a power, it's which side does America choose? Because I think that if Drew does get a power or a punishment, and it's known by Melody and Mallory, I think they'll be like, oh, okay, well, we made the right choice then. We actually do trust Drew because America says so. If Taylor wins a power or a punishment, they go, fucking knew it, Drew and Barrett, those we should have sided with Taylor. And they'd be like, Taylor, we are with you. I mean, obviously it depends on who's HOH as well. But I think like in their hearts and minds, I think that it would really signal to them which side they should have been on. And so I think that is a huge factor as well.
Is there anybody else we're not thinking of for the power? It seems like it's either going to be Drew or Taylor. Probably
People
not
like
Barrett. Yash.
People like Yash.
Yeah.
There was a busy week.
There was a small push for Yash online. Like I think both Yash and Kamu leapfrogged Taylor in the online, the biggest online poll. But I really doubt it.
It's not Haley. Probably not Lala.
No.
I really think it's Drew or Taylor.
Yeah.
That's gonna be interesting. Ooh.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
Drew is going to have to get the coin just because we all went into psychosis thinking he had the coin weeks ago. Like, of course, he has to.
He'll get it and then do something terrible with it. And then it'll be like, all right.
But somehow it'll work out for him.
Just play the clip.
Yeah.
It's like a glitch in the Matrix that we all just thought had happened like 3 weeks before it actually happened. Okay, so Will, are you going to be attending the episode 1000 celebration?
I want to. I haven't got a confirmation yet.
Okay.
So we're still waiting. So we'll see. We'll see. It was a little group chat going on today to see who's going to be there, and we'll see.
Okay.
All right, CBS, come on.
Yeah, what are you
Let's
doing?
get that confirmation in.
I don't know what's the deal. I don't know.
Yeah. Will, was there anything else that you observed on the show tonight?
I think we covered pretty much everything. We talked about the whole crazy Kamu shouting out everything with the coconuts. We discussed that, and
Yep.
we did the Ashley thing, and I think we covered pretty much.
Yeah. Maggie, if your future husband is watching, what should he write in the chat?
What a question, Rob. What a question I wasn't expecting.
Nothing would be ideal.
Yeah, what Taran said. Maybe be normal. I don't know.
Write something normal in the chat.
Probably don't be watching.
Yeah, probably have no idea that I do this.
Yeah, what else is on your mind, Maggie?
Oh, what's on my mind? I'm going to get to see your beautiful faces in less than a week in Milwaukee for RHAP. What a fun time. Oh, I'm so thrilled that the week 6, I wouldn't say curse, the week 6 celebration has continued on, you guys.
Yeah.
I'm really loving this season of Big Brother, I think. Because everybody on the cast is pretty silly and kind of a weirdo. Like, I was crying laughing watching them do a hot dog inquisition the other day. Like, I just really, I don't know. I feel like I understand their silly games and tricks that they play in the house.
Well, what would you do if somebody in the house took a bite out of your hot dog when you weren't looking, and then they wouldn't tell you who did it?
First of all, it's certain things that will happen in that house that wouldn't happen in our house. They would know not to play with me like that. No. There's certain things me with my food. Oh hell no. We're not. That wouldn't have happened. It wouldn't. Not with me. It wouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
Maybe somebody else it would have happened, but it wouldn't happen with me. That would have been the time when my wife would legitimately be ready for me to cut somebody out. Like, okay, don't mess with my food. You can't do that.
Yeah. They played in Rick Devin's face. Okay.
You would never have even left your hot dogs out like that, right? Though.
Hell
crazy
no.
work.
Under no
Yeah.
circumstances. No way. Ever. That would never happen.
Will is classy, Taran. He never would have left his hot dogs anywhere in the house. Come on.
Exactly.
No
Okay.
way. I took my food to the diary room. Come on, bro. I don't play like that. Yeah. I don't know if I was supposed to say that, but I took my food.
I think it's fine. Okay. All right, let's talk about what's coming up. We told you about Kamu exit interview coming up on Friday. Be on the lookout for that. Then live feed update is going to be at noon Eastern as Taran and Puya talk about a new HOH once again. Then starting on Wednesday, we are headed to Milwaukee, Wisconsin for RHAPCon, a big 3 days, which will also include Big Brother's 1000th episode. So tickets are still available for Wednesday and Friday at RHAPCon at rhapcon.com. We've got so much going on over on Patreon, where on Friday I will be live taking questions from the patrons at 3 p.m. Eastern. And be sure to join us for that. Had a lot of fun on the slop with Chappelle once again. And then Taran and I were live before the episode yesterday, and we talked through the win share percentages for everybody left in the game. And it was there's a new front runner.
I don't know how long that'll last.
Can you spoil it? I didn't listen to the episode yet.
We'll tell you after the show. Everybody else, go check it out on Patreon. Okay. Then over on the Survivor Time trip, Mike Bloom and I, happy birthday to Mike Bloom yesterday. We talked to Jonathan Penner about the mutiny from Survivor Cook Island. So that we've been doing all summer long. Will, where could people check out what you're doing?
Instagram. Follow me on Instagram at Captain Will, the OG. And basketball season will be heating up in 76 days. And
wow.
Yeah, 76 days. Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will. I do a daily podcast talking South Carolina women's basketball. And yeah, man, we just trying to get ready for the season and hopefully everything will be great.
Okay. All right. Good timing that they have Big Brother's the off season, and then you can concentrate on the basketball season.
Yes, because we're gonna be all over the place. We're gonna be in Paris, we're gonna be in Vegas, we're gonna be all over the place, covering basketball. So I can't wait for that stuff. Yeah. Okay.
Will, so cool to have you here.
Thank you so much. Anytime. This was so much fun.
Well, we got to meet up in person.
Dude, you're like in Raleigh, right? Where you?
Yeah, I'm in Raleigh.
Yeah, we need to figure that out because that's only like an hour and a half. Dude, you can literally come to my house.
Well, meet in the middle. Yeah.
Also, Will, next
lunch.
time you're in next time you're in New York, Will, you got to go to a Liberty game. Have you ever been?
Oh, hell yeah. I just went to a Dream.
Fun.
Yeah, we were just at Dream, Atlanta Dream and Indiana Fever on Sunday.
Oh my gosh, so fun. I've been to a bunch of Fever games. My best friend Danielle and Laura love to go, and Sophie. And one time I was there and saw Izzy from Big Brother 25 on like the big screen. So everybody's a big Liberty fan. You got to, if you're in New York, let me know. We should go.
I've been working with WNBA for a long time. So yeah.
Okay. Sure. All right, Maggie, what's coming up for you?
Milwaukee. I'll be with you tomorrow on the Q&A.
Oh, nice.
It sounds like you're being informed of this right now.
No, you know what? Listen, sometimes stuff goes in and does not stick.
1000%. Never fear. I will be there. And yeah, I'm just loving this season. I'm on Blue Sky talking about it at ML Morgan. And then everywhere else, TikTok, Instagram at ML_Morgan_.
Okay. All right. Great job tonight, Maggie. Enjoy the rest of the cocktail. Taran, what's coming up for you?
Live feed update, exit interview. Check out my streams on Patreon. I'll probably be streaming tomorrow as we have a new HOH and we'll find out what's going to be going on. So check that out. And that's about it.
All right.
That's about it.
Exciting stuff, everybody. Let's see where we go from here. Thank you so much for joining us. Take care. Have a good one. Bye. This is RHAP. We know reality TV.